is up. It's on the way. Does Arizona go?
Oh my God!
Arizona did it.
Well, that's how they did it last week, and they just did it again. Mike Sangreen, as Arizona gets to the championship. Mexico City and Baltimore coming up next. Welcome to the SFL semifinals on Next Level Sports, along with Mike Sangreen. I'm Cameron Irvine, and wow, just got finished watching this big time Arizona game, and now we've got an even bigger one on our hands, perhaps coming up, Mike.
Yeah, definitely an even bigger game with a lot on the line for Mexico City. Matt Wilson, possibly his final game in his storied career. And, Baltimore, they're trying to set a precedent, trying to equal the precedent that Florida Storm / Arizona Storm set a few seasons ago and winning their third consecutive championship camp.
So Arizona gets the win. We know they're going to be on the road to take on Mexico City or Baltimore. It's a tough task either way, Mike, but, these two teams, they have playoff history. It kind of feels like a throw the records game out, but at the same time, Mike, they are the two-time defending champs, is Baltimore, and it's hard to throw any records out when they're on the field.
Yeah, it's hard to throw the records out, but at the same time, you're exactly right. Let's possibly throw the records out for this game. We don't know what to expect. I mean, I think we know what to expect, strategically and what these teams like to do. But man, Baltimore, let's just start with them, Cam. They're a totally different team than what they were last season. They don't seem to be as a big play or high volume team as far as in the passing game, and it proves thatself out in the numbers. Ivory Irvin and Mac Chima, their numbers, the touchdown numbers are pretty much the same. They score the ball and they still put the points on the board, but their receptions are down from a season ago and what they typically normally do. Ivory Irvin, 50 catches this season, 75 last season. Mac Chima, 48 catches this season, 74 the season before. And but they both have 9 touchdowns, with equals what they put out last season. So this team, they're more efficient. They're not as let's just say big play as they once were the past couple of seasons, but they just do it in a different way. But they're still putting up the same amount of points and still beating teams by the same margin. Yeah,
they almost do it in a way, Mike, that is just. It's so expected. You just expect them to go on 12-play drives and score touchdowns. It's that level of efficiency. Meanwhile, Mexico City is not far behind them. They just do it in a completely different way. They have a two-headed monster themselves, but both at running back with Ray Bentley and Phoenix Jones, and they punish teams in the red zone. I think this game may be won outside the 20s tonight, Mike, because field goals versus touchdowns could be the difference, because I think both these teams know how to move the ball, particularly this season on the ground.
Yeah, Phoenix Jones and Ray Bentley, 31 touchdowns between these guys on the ground. So we're going to expect a lot of ground and pound out of Mexico City. And then on the other side of the ball, who I failed to mention, Warren Murray, he accounted for 15 touchdowns for Baltimore as well, 8 on the ground, 7 in the passing game. So we're going to see a lot from him as well in this Baltimore offense. And then what Mexico City is going to have to do, they're going to have to put pressure on Jack Wigmore. They were able to accomplish that a couple of seasons ago in the semifinals. They sacked him 5 times in that game. We're going to have to see that defensive line really get some pressure on him, get him out of his comfort zone, and and hopefully for Mexico City, able to force the Vultures into a couple of mistakes.
Man, it's going to be a good one, Mike. I mean, we had a game get away from us in the first block of this semifinals, but it's all signs point to an instant classic, which probably means it's going to be a 50-point blowout. But I only say that to reverse jinx so that we get a great game. Baltimore and Mexico City coming up for the right to take on Arizona in the Season 19 championship. Mike and I will be back here to break down the first half and let you know, in case you missed it, what happened in London. Mexico City and Baltimore is next.
Next Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
And playoff football comes to Baltimore, Maryland in the SFL Semifinals presented by APM Music. The 12-1 Vultures are hosting up the Mexico City Aztecs, coming in at 9-4. Hello everybody, Ethan Muslin here alongside my partner Aaron Alexander. Aaron, we kind of heard this hype up in the pregame. This is a battle between two titans here in the SFL. Both teams top 5 teams in offense and defense. This is going to be a battle between these two squads.
Yeah, absolutely. Baltimore looking to reach the championship game for the 4th time in 5 seasons. Mexico City looking to reach their first championship game since season 9. In what could potentially be Matt Wilson's final game here. Baltimore, though, has only lost in this stadium 6 times in the past. One of the teams that did it, though, the Mexico City Aztecs back in season 11. So we'll see if Mexico City is able to repeat that feat here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to win here in Baltimore. Home soil advantage for the Vultures is near impossible. It's not impossible to overcome, but it is pretty difficult to do so. But I think what's really going to be a key factor for Baltimore, they are 2nd in the league in rushing yards allowed, while Mexico City is 2nd in the league in average rushing yards allowed. So that you're almost seeing a irresistible force and immovable object situation that really could explode here tonight. Baltimore is going to receive to start this game off. Cole Varner to kick it away, and here we go from Baltimore. Ball going to be taken about a few yards inside the end zone. Right out to the 10, to the 20, and going to get wrapped up and tackled at the 24-yard line. Ivory Irvin doing return duties for the Vultures. That'll bring out the offense. And Jack Wigmore, last week against the Dragons, had 23 for 30 with 255. A decent showing with the Vultures taking down the Dragons by 10.
Yeah, a relatively close game compared to the game that Baltimore had against DC just 2 weeks prior, but able to get the job done to bring them here into semifinals.
Quick pass from Wigmore on first down is complete. Quick pass there, Daly Holder gets a gain of 8, and that'll give us time to introduce the Baltimore Vulture offense. Quarterback is Jack Wigmore. In the backfield, Warren Murray and T. Roy Gaines. Wide receivers are Ivory Irvin, Daly Holder, and Mac Chima. Tight ends are the acquired from Atlanta DJ Bandit and Lloyd Graham Jr. 2nd down and 2. Going to have twins to the left side. Wigmore to throw in the quick step. It is complete and good for a first down. We're going to bring it up to the 38-yard line. This little gain on that one by Lloyd Graham Jr., the tight end, moves the chains.
Yeah, 2 stellar tight ends here, one on each side of the ball. Both very fittingly wearing number 83, of course, the Hall of Famer Mike Daggs, and then for Baltimore, Lloyd Graham Jr., who grabs the first down here for Baltimore.
Well, the first run here for Murray goes nowhere. It's a loss of 4 on the play. It's a tackle made by the rookie John Fowler. It's a tackle for loss there from the former Madison Lynx. We'll introduce the rest of the Mexico City defense. On the line, Ziggy Blaylock, Skylar Kinsley, Bernard Patterson, and Dan Tritz. Linebackers, Dexter Jackson, John Fowler, and Ronnie Watson. The corners are Braylon King Moore, Jared Brody, Liam Ryan, and Jermaine Menefield. Your safeties are Jeffrey Daggs and Ben Sharbs. Under pressure on that throw. A little bit of a panic there. He gets it to Bandit, but only gets back to the line of scrimmage as he was having to go backwards on that pass. That's going to be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, an uncharacteristic presence so far for Jack Wigmore. This front 4 of Mexico City doing a great job getting pressure to the Baltimore quarterback here early on.
So Wigmore's going to go 5 wide here with 3 to the left side. He'll be in the shotgun against a 32 dime. Good snap. Plenty of time down the pocket, down the middle. Oh, wow. Thrown into coverage. Caught by Holder. Puts it into Mexico City territory. Great 3rd down conversion from the Vultures.
Yeah, an absolute beautiful catch by Daly Holder. Admittedly, I didn't think he was going to hold on to that ball. But fun fact, as far as total receptions go, Daly Holder actually second on the team in the regular season behind Warren Murray, the running back.
Free play here for Wigmore. He'll throw it out to the right side. It'll be completed to Chima. And he'll get wrapped up out of bounds just outside the 30. That's probably what they're going to take in spite of the 5.
Yeah, that a jump off sides by number 99, Skylar Kingsley, the defensive end. Baltimore, of course, definitely taking the extra yardage. I believe that does still bring up a new set of downs for the Vultures.
Yeah, I think he got tackled just after he crossed the line to gain. So that will be a fresh set of downs as they are set up at the Mexico City 28. It'll be 1st and 10 for Wigmore. 2 tight ends set to the left side with an offset eye. Hand off to Murray, and again wrapped up behind the line. Ends up getting slowed down by Blaylock, and it'll be another tackle for loss by John Fowler.
Yeah, John Fowler has been impressive in this game so far. The rush defense for Mexico City, not exactly a high point in the regular season, but John Fowler doubling his regular season TFL total. 2 big TFLs on the star running back here for the rookie for Mexico City.
Loss of 1 from that run. It'll be trips to the right for 2nd and long. Wigmore on the quick step, throws out down the middle. Good for, looks to be a 1st down, and it will be just enough to move the chains as Chima just crosses the 18.
Yeah, Chima still always a very, very dangerous deep ball threat, but Baltimore has been utilizing him more as a medium to short yardage receiver this season, and it's paid dividends.
Going to the heavy eye here for 1st and 10, now inside the Mexico City red zone. Hand off to Murray. He gets wrapped up right at the line by Patterson. And they will say he got no gain on that one.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Baltimore has come out in this more slightly run-focused package. I mean, granted, they were 6th in total rushing yards to end the regular season, but the rush attack just hasn't really worked out so far for Baltimore.
10th play of the drive for Wigmore. He throws it out to Graham, and it's enough for the 1st down. He gets about 12 as he crosses the line and gets to the Mexico City 7. It'll be 1st and goal to go.
Wigmore out here looking like a professional golfer with his approach game. Just these quick little 10-yard dots spread out all along the field have pushed Baltimore deep now into the Mexico City red zone.
Back into the heavy eye formation here for 1st and goal. 21 feet to Paydirt. Hand off to Murray. And he'll get probably maybe about a foot or 2 on that one, so he'll get to 20 feet, but it'll be 2nd down and goal to go.
Yeah, Warren Murray's really been struggling here in the rush game early on. Currently listed at 4 attempts for -5 yards, an average of a loss of 1.3 per carry.
That does attribute to that big 4-yard loss he did have on one of those rushes, though. 12th play of the drive. Wigmore going to throw. Looks like he's going to go to the end zone. Left side. Caught by Ivory Irvin, who had to fall back to make that catch. He will get a gain of 2, though, and he'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, props to Mexico City's defense. They're doing a great job here on their own goal line, really preventing Wigmore from finding anything, in the end zone.
Going into the shotgun for 3rd down. Wigmore thrown to the end zone. Deflected and incomplete. Drop there from Ben Charbs, who got his hands on it. Prevents the touchdown, and that'll bring out Shark Tarkington to kick the field goal.
Yeah, a potential future Hall of Famer here in Shark Tarkington. His 9th season here in the SFL, has spent all 9 seasons with Baltimore. Looking to make the extra point attempt. Currently perfect on the regular season, and was perfect last week against DC, 1 for 1 from 36.
Yeah, his career stats are definitely Hall of Fame worthy. 260 field goals made compared to 266, a 97.7 success rate. This will be effectively an extra point try. It'll be a 22-yard attempt. It'll be up on the way and through. So first drive of the ball game goes for about 13 plays, finishing out with the Tarkington field goal. And that'll make it a 3-0 ball game with just about 5:15 to go here in the first quarter. If you're brand new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game all into one. Team strategies are executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the league, you can visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy, and look at this! Jeffrey Daggs shuffling off defenders and puts the ball into Baltimore territory.
Yeah, Jeffrey Daggs, the newly christened Hall of Famer as of this season, one of the best returners in SFL history, gets a big one here to start the drive for Mexico City, as we'll see a trio of fellow Hall of Famers hit the field, the likes of Matt Wilson, Ray Bentley, and Mike Daggs.
Yeah, it takes one Hall of Famer to help another Hall of Famer out there, and Jeffrey Daggs certainly helping out Mexico City, as Matt Wilson will take the field for the first time tonight in Baltimore territory. Starting off with a power I formation here for 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off to the right side. Nice run here on the right from Phoenix Jones. Gets about 9 3/4. We're going to spot him at about the 35. It'll be 2nd down and short. We'll take a look at the rest of the Mexico City offense. We've seen Matt Wilson and Phoenix Jones. Ray Bentley is the other running back in that backfield. Wide receivers are Jason Bartley, Nick Lockett, Terrell Cooper, and Jacob McCall. Tight ends for Mexico City, Bill Henry and Mike Daggs. Another power I here. They're going to run it out left side, and there's Ray Bentley, who's going to get the 1st down. Gets about 5 on the play. Going to bring it up to inside the Baltimore 30.
Yeah, this dual rushing attack here for Mexico City has been nigh unstoppable so far this season. They average 132 yards per game in the regular season. Good for 2nd among all teams in the SFL.
Yeah, Phoenix Jones just under 1,100 yards prior to the start of today's game, and you get the screen here for Bentley. He's going to go for 5. That's another thing you're going to want to watch out for. Ray Bentley, not just good on the ground, but also in the air on the screen attack.
Yeah, Ray Bentley, very much the more dual threat back here of the two for Mexico City. 573 yards on the ground and 268 through the air at the start of this game.
2nd and 5, another power I set. This time they read it like a book. And Phoenix Jones going to get fallen in behind the line of scrimmage. Tackle there from Al Walker on the Baltimore line. That'll give us a perfect opportunity to introduce the rest of the Baltimore Vulture defense. Linemen, Joe Duncan, Al Walker, Nate Brown, and Saron Yates IV. Linebackers, Frank Smith, Alvin Mack, and Devin King. Corners are Enzo Bolt, Marvin Himes, Ben Stackenpaper, and Elijah Warfield. Safeties are Giovanni Bolt and Troy Loshaw. And that is a beautiful one-handed catch to Nick Lockett to move the chains, and now inside the Baltimore red zone, 1st and 10 for Mexico City.
I mean, you can't dial up a more perfect pass attempt for your first of the ball game. Do want to, since we just talked about Baltimore's defense, do want to shout them out real quick. Coming into this game, this front four combined with Frank Smith as well, the inside linebacker, combined 42 sacks, good for 1st in the league.
That pass for Bartley, bit of a wide open play, ends up getting a gain of 8 before he gets tackled by Himes. Gonna bring up 2nd down and 2. That was kind of what you were talking about for the season. Yeah, that is an amazing sack total. 42 sacks, 104 tackles for losses, both tops in the league. They're also 2nd in interceptions and pick sixes. This is by far a very staunch defense. Now 7th play of the drive on 2nd and 2. Power I formation, handoff right side, and it will be Phoenix Jones who gets it into the 5-yard line. And now it'll be 1st and goal to go for Mexico City. Kind of seeing mirror images on both of these offenses.
Yeah, in some senses, yeah, the run game for Mexico City is really doing well. The run game for Baltimore, not so much, but the Aztecs methodical right now in picking apart Baltimore's defense.
Heavy I formation for first and goal. They're 15 feet away. And off up the middle for Phoenix Jones. Penalty marker down. He's in the end zone for the touchdown, tentatively speaking, but with the marker down, this might be going back a few.
That is offensive holding.
That is taking on Bill Henry.
Ooh.
So that's going to bring it back 10 yards, so the touchdown comes off the board.
It is still first down, though.
It is first down, but now it'll be first and goal at the 15.
Not a great call by Henry there on the hold.
So it pushes them back 10 yards. So now it's 45 feet away from Pater. Wilson from the shotgun, going to give it to Henry. Gets in a little bit of redemption. He'll bring it up to the 12. He gets wrapped up there for second and goals. We got a minute to go here in the first quarter.
A nice 3-yard gain there. Nat Wilson currently has thrown 3 passes to 3 different targets. One to Nick Lockett, one to Jason Bartley, and then that one to Bill Henry.
Second down and goal. Pro set, 2 wide receivers. They've got Daggs to the right side. Wilson on the deep drop, throws down the middle. Pass caught to Daggs, and down to the 2-yard line. It'll be third and goal to go.
I'll be honest, I thought Mike Daggs was getting into the end zone on that one. So, big props to Baltimore's secondary for preventing Mike Daggs from getting any further than the 2-yard line. But, oh boy, this is getting electric here in Baltimore.
On the power eye for third and goal. Phoenix Jones up the middle. Touchdown, Mexico City.
Phoenix Jones making it look way too easy on that one. Mexico City now find themselves very quickly responding to Baltimore's earlier field goal on their starting drive. Can you believe that this has only been we're 2 drives in, Ethan? And the first quarter is almost over.
I was about to make note of that. It's like we've had 25 plays this entire quarter, and we're already near the end of it. We got about 11 seconds to go here in the first, and each team has only had 1 possession on each side. So this is going to be a good battle between these squads. A drive, 11 plays for 54 yards as Cole Varner, the Hall of Famer, kicks it up and through for the extra point. That'll make it 7-3 Mexico City now with 11 seconds to go here in the first.
I can imagine anybody that bet on the under in this one absolutely licking their chops right now with how this game has gone.
It's about on pace to hit the under, but we've seen crazier things happen in this league. As Varner will kick this away for Irvin, takes it a couple yards inside. He'll bring it out to the 20, up to the 25 on the deflection, stays on his feet to the 30, up to the 40 to the 50. He's got the jets, he's got the space. It's an end of quarter kick return touchdown for 102 yards.
Well, that certainly changed quickly. Fun fact, that is Ivory Irvin's 2nd return touchdown in his career, and it comes at the biggest point possible at the end of the first quarter to give Baltimore potentially a 3-point lead to start the second. What on earth is happening?
We kind of figured, if you've been in this league for a while, not only do you expect the unexpected, you bow to the absurd, and that was an absurd way to respond to the touchdown from Mexico City with one of your own immediately, as the extra point from Tarkington is up and through. That's going to take us to the end of the first quarter, and it's an amazing quarter so far, and we got 3 more left. Vultures lead the Aztecs 10-7. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. We'll be right back. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Daggs Droneworks Aerial Photography and Videography Services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. To learn more, you can visit dagsdroneworks.com. That's Dags, D-A-G-G-S, droneworks.com. Back in Baltimore here for the second quarter, 10-7. After a bizarre way to end the first quarter with a kick return touchdown from Ivory Irvin, going 102 yards for the score. So it's going to set up for what will probably be another official possession. Mexico City's going to run it out. Jeffrey Daggs going to try to copy what Irvin did. Doesn't do it this time. He'll run it up to the 22-yard line. So a bit of an interesting first quarter there. Both teams kind of felt each other out, took their time, ended up scoring, and then suddenly just an instant score from that kick return touchdown. We'll see if the haymakers start flying here soon.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting one so far, Ethan.
Wilson going to be in the pro set for 1st and 10. Quick step back. Wilson throws to his right. It'll be completed. Just enough for the first down. Gets to the 33. Ivory Irvin making that catch for 11.
Yeah, and we're going to see Baltimore here shift a bit more heavily into a 4-4 look defensively in an attempt to try and close down the run game here of Mexico City. Unfortunately, it doesn't really do much to defend against the pass that time, as that's good for first.
Into the heavy eye here, and oh man, a big hit there from Blaylock, bringing down Jones in the backfield. Another loss of 1 on that play. Probably second long on this one.
Yeah, also Elijah Warfield, the corner, getting some credit on that one as well. Again, this defense for Baltimore is first in TFLs this season for a reason, and it's really going to pressure Mexico City here.
Throw here to the right side. It'll be completed to Daggs, who tried to cut up the corner, but he'll get run out of bounds at the 41. It'll be a gain of 9, but now it'll be 3rd down and short coming up next.
Yeah, Baltimore was able to get a bit of pressure into the face of Matt Wilson, but the 14-seasoned veteran, as always, cool under pressure in the pocket, able to get that pass off to Daggs to bring up 3rd and short here.
Wilson doing pretty well for himself right now, 7-4-7. They're going to go to the power I for 3rd and 2. Hand off to Jones, right side, gets the first down, plows through 1, gets room for a little bit more, and gets to the 40-yard line of Baltimore. Great extension for yards after contact by Phoenix Jones.
Yeah, poor Troy Loshaw just got absolutely manhandled by the shoulder check of Phoenix Jones.
Oh, as someone would like to say, that man had a family.
He did, and Phoenix Jones says, I don't care about your family. Give me these 19 yards.
That'll bring it inside the Baltimore 40. Back in enemy territory for the Aztecs. 3 wide receivers for Wilson. Stepping back, has time. Down the middle. Oh, and it's intercepted! Picked off by Alvin Mack. Oh, excuse me, not Alvin Mack. That's Devin King making the pick. There's the first mistake of the ball game as Baltimore takes over inside their own territory.
Yeah, Devin King, the 4-season veteran here for Baltimore, picks up just his 2nd interception on the season, his 6th all time, and it comes at a very, very key moment for Baltimore. Coming into this game, Matt Wilson had not thrown an interception in 4 straight games. That streak broken now by the outside linebacker for the Vultures.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting setup, because both these teams coming into tonight's game tied for the number of offensive turnovers for 2nd in the league. Murray going to run up the middle to get about 5. But the difference has been their defense is doing their job and getting takeaways. Baltimore getting 39 to Mexico City's 34, so they have the higher turnover differential, and that one turnover might be the only one that happens this game, and that might be key.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Baltimore is able to capitalize on it, though.
Wigmore going to throw here to the right side. It'll be good for a first down as the completion to Holder goes out of bounds to the 45 and a gain of 8.
Yeah, it's been a game of duality so far, realistically. Baltimore came out real strong in their first drive. Mexico City responded in kind. Baltimore had an incredible kick return to end the first quarter. Mexico City on the ensuing drive, unfortunately, throws the ball away. We'll have to see what this drive entails for the Vultures.
And off up the middle for Murray, going to get about 8. I'll credit him for 7 on that one as he gets brought down by Ben Shards alongside with Jeffrey Daggs. We'll bring up 2nd down and short.
Yeah, this type of situation is definitely really good for Baltimore. Warren Murray finally getting a bit more going on the ground in the first quarter. The defense here for Mexico City did a great job shutting him down. Not so much so far on this drive.
Heavy set here for Murray. He'll get the first down, no problem. Going to bring it up to the 39-yard line. Another 8-yard gain moves the chains. Take another look at this one. Just found the hole and just went right through and just look at that. Just it takes 3 Aztec defenders just to bring him down.
Yeah, and you have to give credit to the offensive line here for Baltimore for giving Warren Murray, that kind of hole in order to just dash through it like there's absolutely no one within 30 yards of him.
Now inside the 40, Wigmore throwing up to his right side. It'll be complete, and that is the first time we're seeing T-Roy Gaines get a little bit of action. Got it on the screen pass there, but only for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, T-Roy Gaines for Baltimore playing a similar role to what Ray Bentley played for Mexico City in the past before converting it back to halfback a few seasons ago. Still a great back in his own right is T-Roy Gaines.
It's on the 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9. 3 wide receivers for Wigmore. He's going to hand it off to T-Roy, who goes up the middle. Going to get a few. Credit him with about 6 yards on the play. He gets brought down by Ronnie Watson. It'll be up 3rd down and 3 now.
Yeah, T-Roy definitely more involved in the run game than the pass game here for Baltimore. Picked up just under 500 yards on the ground. Only had 12 receptions for 65, though, in the pass game.
On 3rd and 3, Wigmore going to throw. Quick pass up the middle. Intercepted! Oh, and there is room to run. Jeffrey Daggs might be getting a pick 6. He's up to the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Mexico City!
I wanna correct a statement I said earlier. I said this game was a game of duality. That's not true. This game has turned into everything you can do, I can do just as well, if not better. Jeffrey Daggs finds himself with just the absolute perfect read on this pass from Jack Wigmore, and because of the way the play was set up, just finds all manner of room downfield. Jeffrey Daggs scores another pick 6 here and gives Mexico City the lead right back.
Yeah, and talking about, anything you can do, I can do better. This is going to be a game of escalation at this point. We've had a kick return touchdown, a pick 6. This is going to get ugly. It's going to get crazy, and we are here for it.
Yeah, that interception return by Jeffrey Daggs, 75 yards.
Yeah, a 75-yard pick 6, and that is the 3rd pick 6 of Jeffrey Daggs' career.
It's only his 3rd, really?
Yeah, that's only number 3
Oh,
for his first
goodness.
one of this season.
Correction, it was 72, not 75 yards on the interception return.
We like to look at the long shiny lines. That's the way we like to calculate. That's the way we do math.
Right you are.
From about the 1, and he'll try to shake a couple of tackles, but he'll get about 25 on the return before being brought down to the 26-yard line. If you are liking this game so far, make sure to head over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel at Simulation FL if you haven't already. The SFL is approaching its 20th anniversary season, and there's much more content like this to come. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. Thanks to everybody for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. Wigmore going to get the ball again under pressure, evades one tackle, steps up and throws and makes the catch. It's a 24-yard gain. Oh my goodness, that goes to the secondary wide receiver in number 14, DeAndre Fields.
Nani, excuse? Jack Wigmore, how you do? Please explain.
Jack Wigmore, what is you doing? Now putting the ball right at midfield, and we're about halfway through the second quarter, and this game has already gone off the rails. Handoff up the middle for Murray. We'll get about 3, officially putting it into Mexico City territory before getting wrapped up by Ronnie Watson.
Ethan, this game is more than off the rails. This game has leaped off the track and is bombing it down the middle of Main Street at like 15 miles an hour, which doesn't seem very fast, but this is a train we're talking about.
That's very true. Power I formation here on second down. Murray getting the handoff, cutting to his right side. Going to get room for a first down, and Jeffrey Daggs going to wrap him up at the 37. That will move the sticks as Mexico City trying to hold off a surging Baltimore offense.
Yeah, so we've already had more action in this second quarter than the entirety of the first. It's still only drive number 3 in the quarter, mind, but this game is absolutely bonkers.
It's never the same game twice, and if you remember that, you're as old as I am. 1st and 10 for Wigmore. Throws up to his left side, caught by Murray on the screen, and it takes a couple of defenders to bring him down. Jared Brody alongside Dexter Jackson making that stop, but Murray going to get 8 yards on that play.
Yeah, Baltimore starting to force the way downfield now. Jack Wigmore not taking the earlier interception to heart, has really done a great job shaking it off here.
Yeah, usually a quarterback will have trouble recovering from a pick six, but he's been doing pretty well recovering it on this one. Hand off to Murray up the middle, going to be good for a first down, and a tentatively touchdown saving tackle from Jared Brody, bringing Murray down to the 20. It's going to be first down just inside the red zone.
I mean, these runs by Murray are definitely helping with the composure here. Murray now 9 rush attempts for 28 yards. Considering at one point he was very heavily negative.
Yeah, he was coming in with about a -1 per carry. He's now up that to about 3 2/3. 1st and 10 for Wigmore. Pump fakes, gonna throw it down the middle, nearly intercepted by Dexter Jackson. That pass intended for Ivory Irvin to bring up second down.
Yeah, that would have been another big interception for Mexico City. Unfortunately, Jackson, another one of the many players in this league suffering from good old Stonehand syndrome, but does a great job to at least knock it away and bring up second down here for Baltimore.
Gives everybody a bit of a breather. And we set up for second down and 10. Wigmore's going to be in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got 1 tight end left. 32 dime for Mexico City. Bit of a low snap. Wigmore going to take the short route. And it will be completed to Lloyd Graham Jr., who gets about 7. Takes it up to the Mexico City 13 for third down.
Yeah, this is a big hold situation here for Mexico City. It's only 3 yards to go to the first down marker. The Aztecs need to do really anything in their power to not allow Baltimore to reset the down marker here.
Yeah, if they do that, it's basically going to be 1st and goal at that point. Wigmore on the quick step, throwing to his right. It's caught. First down and a couple more. Going to put Ivory Irvin out of bounds at the 9. It's going to bring up 1st and goal with a 3-yard gain.
I mean, granted, if Baltimore's going to come out throwing 2 different flat patterns, kind of hard to defend those, so can't really blame Mexico City there, but the Aztecs desperately need a goal line stand here to maintain this lead.
At the very least, they can force a field goal and keep the lead to 1. Wigmore from under center. Gonna screen out. Oh, a bit of a backwards pass, but Daley Holder holding on to it. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Ends up getting no gain on the play.
Yeah, upside for Mexico City fans. They do get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, they will get the ball to start the second half, and if anything, you want to be able to take some positive momentum into the locker room. What will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Wigmore, quick step, pass down the middle, complete to an open receiver. Oh, it's just stopped short of the goal line. A big reception from DJ Bandit is not going to cross the plane, but they'll have some time to do it after this quick break. We are at the 2-minute warning. Boy, it's inches to go for a touchdown. Baltimore's hoping to put it in. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. We'll be right back. Back here in Baltimore, 2 minutes to go, and we are on the goal line for 3rd down and goal for the Vultures. Ethan Muzzle and Aaron Alexander here on the call tonight. Eddie Gage and Mr. Axel Raven doing stats and making us look very smart, and we always appreciate that. And up the middle, T-Roy Gaines, touchdown, Baltimore!
Yeah, T-Roy Gaines always a threat in the Baltimore run game. Picks up touchdown number 8 on the season, if my math is correct. A great cap to the drive here for Baltimore. Is going to potentially set them up with a 3-point lead, barring this Shark Tarkington extra point.
That drive was another long drive for Baltimore. 11 plays, 76 yards, resulting in the T-Roy Gaines touchdown. And looking at the only blemish was that one incompletion from Wigmore, as the kick from Tarkington is up and through. Minute 59 to go here in the first half. It's 17-14. Baltimore leading on Mexico City. Mexico City will have an opportunity to maybe get some points and hopefully get some momentum here as they head into the tunnel at the end of the half.
Yeah, that drive was 11 plays, but Baltimore's offense on the field for 18 since we last saw Mexico City's offense on the field here.
This one going to be taken inside, just about halfway from the goal line. And Jeffrey Daggs won't be able to get anything around on that one. He'll bring it up to the Mexico City 21. Coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report, Cam and Mike will break down the first half of action here between the Aztecs and Vultures with a recap of the earlier semifinal between Arizona and London. That'll be all coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report. Wilson going to go into the heavy I here for 1st and 10. Handing it off. Phoenix Jones going to go right side. And ends up getting walloped right about the 23. That's a good tackle from Troy Loshaw. Bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Baltimore did an excellent job closing the hold down really quickly, only allowing Phoenix Jones that 2 yards and also preventing him from really being able to get the shoulder down and try and, shoulder check somebody again.
They'll put some 2 wideouts on this one. Wilson hit as he threw, and it's incomplete. A lot of pressure on the line from that one, particularly Nate Brown, and ends up being an incomplete pass.
Yeah, again, Baltimore's done a great job all season pressuring quarterbacks, getting quarterbacks to the ground. They haven't been able to sack Matt Wilson yet, if I recall correctly, but with this Baltimore team, it feels almost inevitable.
3rd down and 8, 2 and 2 for Mexico City. Wilson, they're going to hand it off. Oh, and it's Ray Bentley pushing ahead, getting the 1st down up to the Mexico City 32. They're going to go into a no-huddle offense this time.
A great offensive call by Ramos Lynn.
And Bentley only going to get about 1 on this one. And again, going into the no-huddle. You might want to try to audible this up into maybe a pass play. They will not. They'll hand it off to Bentley again. Sidesteps 1, stays on his feet, and gets short of the 1st down. Gets up to the Mexico City 42. It'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, I definitely think that Mexico City needs to call a timeout at some point to get out of this formation, but so far it's really working out for the Aztecs.
Any positive yardage will turn this into a 1st down, but it doesn't happen! Oh, it's a great stop by the Baltimore defense, led there by Saron Yates IV. And Mexico City's going to have to punt it away.
I think Mexico City may just run the clock out here, though.
They could. The game clock is ahead of the play clock. They could call a timeout and maybe go for a Hail Mary. See what happens on this one. They will draw it down by a good amount. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Clock still ticking down. And they will snap it away. Boot from the punter will bring it up to the 27. And Irvin will return it for about 3. And that's a punt from George Amy to put Baltimore at their own 31. But that will do it for the first half of play. Quite an interesting first half of football. And it stays 17-14 as we head into the tunnel. Cam and Michael have the halftime breakdown in just a moment. You're watching the Simulation Football League semifinals here on Next Level Sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the APM Music Halftime Report, along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. It's halftime in Baltimore, where the Vultures lead the Aztecs 17-14, and it was just about everything that we thought it could be, Mike, from that first half. These two teams are, the ultimate chess pieces on a chessboard. They are just moving everybody around right now, playing some really good football on both sides. Your thoughts on the first half?
Just a well-played first half, Cam. We did have a turnover and a pick six on the Baltimore Vultures side, but a couple of quick change plays with the pick six from Jeffrey Daggs. That was a huge play to get Mexico City back on top. And then once Mexico City looked like they were kind of in control of the game and, scoring that first time, then Ivory Irvin, as they mentioned, a second career kick return for touchdown, and his last one was in the postseason, and it was big. The last time he did it was in the championship game against Lone Star this past season.
Yeah, so Baltimore up by 3, but Mexico City's going to get the ball to start the second half. Wilson goes 7 of 9 for 53 yards, and Phoenix Jones 11 carries for, Ray Bentley had 4 or 5 there at the end of the first half, but both running pretty well. Everything's kind of going according to plan for just about everybody, Mike. What do you think is going to be the separator in the second half?
Wow, maybe another one of those big quick change plays that we saw, a big kick return, possibly another pick six. But Baltimore, man, they're doing a great job of controlling the ball, controlling the clock. We've seen them do that quite a bit throughout this past season. They've become more of a ball control type offense. But one thing kind of surprised me a little bit, and maybe just a little wrinkle that we talked about earlier in the week with Baltimore, they're kind of going downfield a little bit. We're seeing a lot of Ivory Irvin. We're seeing a little bit of Mac Chima. We've even seen Daily Holder get involved, and DJ Bandit has made a couple of plays as well. So they're going downfield a little bit, getting a little bit more receivers involved. We haven't seen a lot of Warren Murray, but he's been effective when they've gone to him as well.
Well, one thing about this Mexico City-Baltimore matchup, Mike, is Mexico City has never really had a handle on Baltimore's offense. They've gotten into a lot of shootouts with this team over the years, and Baltimore seems to kind of open it up when they play Mexico City, because they just know how to take advantage of what the Aztecs like to do on defense. It's a bad matchup on that side of the ball. So for the most part, so far so good for Baltimore's offense, but a great play by Jeffrey Daggs, who was one-upped by Ivory Irvin on the kick return game. And Mike, the last time Ivory Irvin had a kickoff return in his career, it was in one of the biggest spots of the whole season.
Yeah, there was no doubt about it. Like, as I mentioned, he did that in the championship game when they needed it the most. They needed something to get them going, and he did that at that particular time. And now let's switch to Mexico City. What do they need to happen in the second half? I think just more of the same. Control the ball, keep this game close so they can, still effectively run the offense that they typically want to run. And I think they'll be just fine. And I think we're going to be headed for another, nail biter with less than 2 minutes left in this game, when it comes down to the end.
Mexico City had 3 drives in the first half, Mike. 3. A touchdown, an interception, and a punt there at the end of the half. That's all they got So if this game starts to slowly get away from them, or Baltimore for that matter, right? Baltimore got only 3-2. It could be over because there's just not enough time left in this one the way these two play offense.
Yeah, Baltimore grinds it out. They move the chains, hit you with a big play, and then before you know it, they're scoring 7. You're possibly scoring 3 or nothing, and then you're down a couple of scores to these guys. But I think Mexico City have what it takes. They've been putting a little pressure on Wigmore. They haven't brought him down yet, but they have put a pressure on him. We've seen him move out of the pocket. Did make a great throw out of the pocket on one play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just keep it close. Maybe make a play here or there, and Mexico City could see themselves on top in the end.
Earlier tonight, we took things to London, the London Knights and the Arizona Scorpions in the first semifinal. Johnny Pickler, Ashley Jackson, Eddie Gage, Liam Crowder. This one was a doozy, and early on, Mike, it was about as competitive as you can get in a semifinal game.
Yeah, we saw a lot of what we saw in the first half of this game. It was close. Both quarterbacks seemed to be suffering from a little bit of nerves, a couple of interceptions thrown, but it was a close, tough battle early on.
There was the first one, Eddie Gage with the first of 3 for his night, but Ashley Jackson threw one to Brandon Ewing on the next drive, and London was able to start to capitalize. Johnny Pickler outside to Robert Merrill, and Merrill spins away for a first down, gets it into the red zone on London's second possession. Back 3 yards back on 3rd and 13, and Pickler, with all day to throw, found Benji Matson down to the 1-yard line. London would punch this in, take a 7-0 lead, Mike.
Yeah, Benji Matson has been a huge part of this London offense for the last few seasons, and here he is again making a big play, setting up Robert Merrill for the first touchdown of the game.
So early on, Ashley Jackson looking a little shaky. Arizona down 7-0, and Jackson took a deep shot looking for Connor Weston and is picked again, this time by Tanner Hendricks, and all the momentum was with the London Knights. It looked like Arizona's luck had ran out.
Yeah, at this point in the game, Cam, we kind of thought this was the type of game we were going to see. We know both defenses were capable of stepping up, and that's what we were seeing early on.
Maurice Lloyd with the interception on the ensuing drive as the second quarter began, and then DJ Moses started working, and Moses has been, he's a very underrated running back in this league, Mike. He doesn't get a lot of the press that a lot of the other elite running backs in this league get. But without him tonight, Jackson could have curled up in a shell with those early turnovers, but Moses helped settle her down. She hits Weston, and just like that, Arizona was inside the 10, down 7-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, this great Arizona offense has been efficient all season long. We saw them, what they did last week against the Florida Storm, and we saw more of it here in the first quarter.
Jackson throws to Ryan Owens, who was been quiet with TJ Punk and Will Todd taking a lot of the reps recently, a lot of the receptions away. Robert Merrill, best run of the night, came just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. He rumbles all the way down to the 18-yard line, and Hunter Norwood, who felt like he was chasing him all night, brings him down, saves a touchdown.
Yeah, this is what we've come accustomed to seeing from Robert Merrill all season long. Tough runs, really being a big part of that London offense. And I really thought Arizona were going to be in trouble after we saw this run, Cam. I thought he was going to be able to accomplish this all night long.
So 2 plays later on a 3rd and 4 from the 12, Pickler fires it out to Merrill, and Merrill's able to get a first down to the 6-yard line. At this point, the game was tied at 7. It felt like, okay, Arizona's gotten their sea legs under them. JT Delaney puts in a chip shot field goal, puts the Knights up 10-7. And then everything changed after a long DJ Moses run. Ashley Jackson hurt with a leg cramp and left the game, and enter Ronnie Bass for Arizona.
Yeah, Ronnie Bass came into this game, and it was really just amazing, Cam, to see it. You didn't want to see an injury, be a huge part in this game, and we kind of felt like at the time we didn't know what the injury was going to be, but Ronnie Bass came in cool as a cucumber, completed a couple of passes, and before you know it, Arizona were up 14-10.
Here's Bass's most difficult pass. He split 2 different defenders, picked up 8 to set up a 3rd down and 2. Then on the next play, Bass hits DJ Moses, and Moses nearly scores a touchdown. And here we were sitting at the before the half, Mike, and we were saying, if they could just get a field goal, just figure out how to get to half tied and get Ashley Jackson on the field. But no, Ronnie Bass, touchdown. Arizona takes the lead over London at the half, 14-10. And Mike, that was the momentum changer, it turns out, because watch Arizona in the second half. They just cooked.
Yeah, Ashley Jackson, she was actually able to return late in that first half. After that, and as you mentioned, after this, the Arizona Scorpions, they were just rolling. She was finding open receiver after open receiver, as you see right there on the completion.
Jackson hits Punk at the top of the screen, and then deep down the field. That play, kicked to Connor Weston, was another game changer in this one, Mike. I mean, it's sensational. Watch this play again, folks. Off the knee of the defender, and it just kicked it right to Connor Weston. And at that point, Mike, it felt like everything was going Arizona's way.
Yeah, one of the more quirky plays that you're ever going to see in this league. And, yeah, as you mentioned, if that play is completed, you just have to say, hey, tip your hat, maybe it's just not our night.
Moses walks in for a touchdown, and at that point it was 21-10 in the third. London needs desperately a big play to happen on 3rd down and 9. Pickler is picked off by Iverson Gamble, and he's gone, and Arizona took a 28-10 lead. It was a wrap.
Yeah, it was pretty much a wrap after this, Cam. You just kind of felt like Arizona had this game in control. And, man, how out of character this season, at least, to see Johnny Pickler struggle in the game like he did tonight.
So Arizona wins the game. Final score 42-20. They scored 35 of the next 38 points after Ashley Jackson got hurt. So it's Arizona moving on to the championship game. They will travel to take on the winner of this one, Mexico City and Baltimore. That concludes the APM Music Halftime Report. Baltimore leads Mexico City 17-14. We'll get you back out to the second half with Ethan and Aaron right around the corner. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Gamers Online Stadium here in Baltimore. Make sure to check out sportsgamersonline.com or check them out on YouTube and see why millions visit their website and YouTube channel. Great, exciting game here so far. Second half underway. Mexico City to get the ball here. Jeffrey Dagg's going to take it from the 2. Going to run up the middle, get about 22 on the return. Brings it up to the 24-yard line. So Mexico City's going to start out this second half. Going to be an exciting finish for this one. Both teams doing pretty well so far after one half.
Yeah, and it's been surprisingly slow as far as total possessions go. This just, drive number 6, 7 of the ball game?
Yeah, it's been a very methodical game so far. Wilson going to throw, and nearly intercepted, deflected down. And that is Johnstone making the deflection. That's the secondary's free safety, Marvin Johnstone.
Yeah, great effort by the Baltimore defense there to knock that one away. Mexico City really need to get something going. Otherwise, Baltimore is going to take advantage of the momentum shift.
A 2nd down and 10. Heavy I formation for Wilson. He'll hand it off up the middle for Phoenix Jones. Ends up getting pushed from behind for about a yard. Brought down by Devin King. Only gets 1 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, long 3rd down situation here for Mexico City. They've done decently well on 3rd down conversions. They're 3 and 4 right now.
We're going to go for the pass. With the pocket collapsing. Wilson going down. Joe Duncan putting up the, excuse me, no, that is Saron Yates the fourth putting up the sack.
Yes, Saron Yates picks up tackle number 13 full on the season, as well as TFL number 26. Yeah, big season for the veteran defensive tackle here for Baltimore. Mexico City going to be forced to punt for the second straight drive.
Yeah, and it's only the second punt of the entire game. As, oh, a nice little evasion from Irvin's going to put it in Mexico City territory. He's sprinting, gets about to the 20. He's got the corner. He's got the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore. Ivory Irvin had a kick return touchdown. Now had a punt return on top of it.
Hey, so that's Ivory Irvin's first career punt return touchdown. Irvin now has both a kick and punt return for TDs. Baltimore, barring the Shark Tarkington extra point, has a 10-point lead now.
A 10-point lead going in, and they have not gotten the ball on offense yet this half. Tarkington going to put it up and through. It's going to make it 24-14 with 9:48 to go in the third quarter. Yeah, that's the first punt return touchdown for Ivory Irvin all time. We've had his second earlier today at the end of the first quarter. Oh my goodness, this Baltimore special team has been doing a fantastic job. If you really think about it, those two scores are the only reason they're ahead by 10.
Yeah, those two special teams plays definitely the big difference maker in this one so far here for Baltimore. Mexico City really needs to tighten up in that department, and also, of course, not be forced into these 3-and-out situations.
Absolutely. Jeffrey Dagg's going to bring it up to the same spot he was at the start of the last drive, up to the Mexico City 26. So the Aztecs now down by 10, in the same position they were only about 2 minutes before. First and 10. Heavy I formation. Wilson going to hand off up the middle for Phoenix Jones. Bit of a better run on that one. It'll be a gain of 5 before getting brought down by Devin King for second down.
Yeah, the running attack here for Mexico City has really cooled off. Of course, credit for that has to go mainly to the Baltimore defense. They've done a great job stopping both Phoenix Jones and Ray Bentley, either in the backfield or on the line of scrimmage.
Got Daggs in the tight end flex here for second down. Wilson will throw to Daggs. He gets the catch, and we'll say he's short of the first down. Ben Stacking Paper wrapped him up and hauled him away from that line to gain. It's going to be third and about a piece of paper now.
Yeah, that is a tough ball spot. I definitely thought Daggs had the first down, but the referees here marking it literally like 2 inches from the first down marker.
It's third and a business card at this point. Phoenix Jones just pushing ahead for the first. Easily getting up to the 42. That'll be a gain of 6. Moves the chains with no problem.
Yeah, Phoenix Jones makes light work of that third and incredibly short situation.
I mean, really, that wasn't even third in a postcard. That was third, and if you had the old dot matrix printers, the little perforations you tear off, that was how far they had to go. Wilson, doesn't even get any time to set up to throw. Just immediately wrapped up and brought down. That's Saron Yates' second sack of the night.
Yeah, Matt Wilson, I think, looking to hit Ray Bentley on a bit of a bubble screen. Unfortunately, the chef himself, Saron Yates the fourth, comes through like a bullet out of a gun and just runs through poor Matt Wilson.
Wilson going to step back and pressure again. This time Nate Brown gets to him in time, and that's going to be his first sack of the night. Now suddenly it's third down and 20.
Mexico City is starting to fall apart at the seams here, it feels like.
Yeah, it seems like their line is just not able to hold on to what seems to be a good defensive push from the Baltimore line. So now it will be third and 20. Wilson going to have 4 wide receivers on 2 and 2. Looks like he's got Bentley in the backfield. Quick step. Has time. Throws it up. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Enzo Bolt. And they are going to have prime field position for their next drive. The first offensive drive for Baltimore is going to be inside the Aztec 30.
Yeah, the first time we're seeing Baltimore on the field since that 11-play drive back midway through the second quarter, when we saw 18 straight plays of the Baltimore offense. Since then, it has been 18 for Mexico City.
Gonna go with the offset eye. Wigmore from a big drop here. Throws left, and it's immediately picked away. Jared Brody jumped in front of that one, and it's back in Mexico City's hands. So we've seen Baltimore out for 1 play this entire third quarter.
Yeah, Mexico City, Gerard Brody specifically does a great job. Just lets Ivory Irvin go by, and I guess reads Wigmore's eyes that it's going in the direction of Lloyd Graham Jr. Brody gets a great jump on it. Gonna kind of reset things here for Mexico City. We'll have to see if they're able to actually make forward progress or if they'll continue to fall apart.
It ends up being a bit of a wash, and bit of the benefit, actually, is they're effectively resetting the downs. Wilson going to hand off to Phoenix Jones, left side, goes outside, has room to go. Evades 1 tackle, gets over to midfield, gets over to the 40, to the 30, and they hold on to him. Sheds 1, sheds the other, and he's into the end zone. Says Puntos Aztecas.
75 yards, like 70 after contact. Phoenix Jones plows through like, 6 different Baltimore defenders before getting into the end zone. Talk about a difference maker. Mexico City finally answers back.
Wow, that is an incredible way to return the favor after picking up the interception. 1 play going 75 yards, and you saw all of those tacklers just could not hold on to Phoenix Jones. He was like butter on that. Incredible result. Cole Varner to kick the extra point. It is up and through. That's going to give us time to take a quick breath. Mexico City now closing the gap. They trail Baltimore 24-21. You're watching the SFL Semifinals presented by APM Music here on Next Level Sports. Take a breath because we'll be back. Make sure to visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams, all the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6 and mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. You can see all the league records, stats, leaderboards, and next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Well, we got our breaths in, and it's now 24-21 in favor of Baltimore after an incredible bit of turnaround here for Mexico City. Lost the ball on interception, took it right back on a pick, and then ran it in 1 play with Phoenix Jones for the touchdown. Irvin's going to bring this up to the 25-yard line. And we'll see the Baltimore offense come out in what will hopefully be more than just a 1-play appearance.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Mexico City's defense did a great job on that last drive to set up that big touchdown run for the Aztecs. Baltimore, of course, not going to take that sitting down.
We're going to set it up here with a pro set. 3 wide receivers for Wigmore. He's going to have to screen it out to T-Roy. And he'll end up getting about 3 before he gets wrapped up by Ronnie Watson. It'll be 2nd and 7.
The Aztecs doing a great job containing all 3 star receivers here for Baltimore. Wigmore forced to check it down to the fullback, T-Roy Gaines.
On 2nd and 7, they'll have 3 wide, 2 to the right side this time. Both Murray and Gaines in the backfield. Nickel pack here for Mexico City. They're going to run it. Oh, and it's a big pancake hit from Dexter Jackson on T-Roy Gaines. Bit of linebacker on fullbacker action. Results in no gain on the play.
Was that Dexter Jackson or was that Goldberg? Because I felt that spear up here in my spine.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was a massive hit. You're going to bring up 3rd and 7. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. 41 dime package for the Aztecs. Wigmore with time. Throws down the middle. Will get the catch for the first down. Bailey Holder hauling that one in. They'll be just outside of the 40.
Yeah, great effort by Wigmore on 3rd and long to get that into the hands of Daly Holder. Interesting little tidbit. No receiver so far this game has eclipsed 50 yards.
Yeah, so far Holder really the only one getting close to it. He's out 42, not that far away from the half-century mark. Throw here to the right side. It'll be completed to DJ Bandit. And he'll push himself out of bounds at the 47. That'll be a gain of 8 for him. Now he's up to double digits.
Yeah, Wigmore, though, has been doing a great job getting all of his receivers involved in this one. All the star players here for the Vultures have made at least 2 catches.
Yeah, the really only blemish has been a couple of incompletions intended for Lloyd Graham Jr. This run up the middle for Murray will just cross midfield up to the 48 with Fowler making the stop. Nice 5-yard gain to set up first down.
Both quarterbacks also currently sitting on 2 interceptions apiece.
It's kind of astonishing looking at the stats here. Mexico City, Matt Wilson, 7 for 11, 53 yards, and they are only down by 3.
Yeah, and a big part of that, though, is these long runs, specifically by Phoenix Jones. That 75-yarder really helped out, plus the pick 6 earlier in the game by Jeffrey Daggs.
And that is going to be a big help for Wigmore in the passing game. That pass to Irvin down to the 29. Big play there to move the chains now deeper into enemy territory.
Yeah, that puts Irvin into double digits now. That a 23-yard reception for Irvin.
It's been a very slow building game with both of these squads. You know, Baltimore really showing off the aerial attack, Mexico City showing off the ground attack, and both defenses really anticipating it. Heavy set here for first down. Handoff to Gaines is going to go up the middle. Jeffrey Daggs helping to make the stop alongside Jared Brody. It'll be a gain of 8.
Yeah, T-Roy Gaines still deadly as ever in the run game here for Baltimore, despite converting over to fullback a few seasons ago. Still doing great work on the ground here for Baltimore.
And prior to this game, T-Roy Gaines holding about 9,300 yards of rushing. It's obviously not going to happen tonight, but I would not be surprised in season 20 as this run for Murray goes for a loss. I would not be surprised to see Gaines eclipse 10,000 yards, if not next season, definitely the season after.
Yeah, for sure. Again, T-Roy will probably always be a very crucial part of this Baltimore run game, regardless of if he's in the full or halfback positions here.
Wigmore to throw on 3rd and 4, right side, has an open receiver, and gets out of bounds at the 14. There's another catch for Mac Chima. Puts a first down for the Vultures in the red zone.
Yeah, unfortunately, the coverage there for Mexico City just a bit soft, specifically in that corner there. I believe it was Fowler, the outside linebacker, covering Chima there, and Mac Chima's going to eat that matchup up all night long.
Bring up 1st and 10, now at the 14. Wigmore going to have 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. It's a 41 dime pack for Mexico City. From the shotgun, Wigmore, quick pass, right side, gets the catch, gets the first down, and a couple more yards to boot. Going to be a gain of 11 on the play. Another pass for Chima makes it 1st and goal to go.
Yeah, that now makes Chima the highest earning receiver so far this game. He's at 44 now on 4 catches.
They're going to be about 9 feet away from Pater. I formation for Wigmore. He's going to step back to throw. Has a little pressure. Throws right side. Caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore. And there's Mac Chima once again, this time holding it for 6.
Yeah, the first passing touchdown of the day. And I think it's just a bit of bad coverage here by Mexico City. That was Jermaine Menefield, who had the man coverage on Chima. Unfortunately, I believe just misanticipated the pass. And again, Chima's just going to eat it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to do that. That drive, another 11-play drive for Baltimore. This one going 79 yards, resulting in the touchdown. This will be a Tarkington extra point to make it a 10-point game. It is up and through. No problem there. Boy, I'm just kind of looking at these Baltimore possessions. The 3 big ones that I'm noticing. The first one they had of the game went 5 minutes 44. Second one, where they had the 1-yard touchdown run, went 4 minutes 17. This last one, 4 minutes 43 seconds. Oh my goodness. Baltimore is just absolutely dominating time of possession right now.
Yeah, you've absolutely got the right of it. Baltimore's time of possession has been absolutely huge, and is probably an even bigger reason why they're winning this game, even without the 2 special teams touchdowns they've had already.
And Jeffrey Dagg's going to run that up to the 24. So Wilson's going to try and move his team down the field once again. Try to bring this back into a 3-point game. And possibly have a chance to host Arizona in the championship. Wilson on the quick step. Throwing the deep ball intended for Mike Daggs, and it's incomplete. Oh, man, that would have been an incredible pass if he had caught on to that.
Yeah, it's not very often you don't see the Wilson to Dag link up not work in that regard. Unfortunately, I think Mike Dag's just not fully ready for that pass from Matt Wilson, and it falls incomplete.
Going to set up 2nd down and 10. 2 tight ends, 1 on each side for Matt Wilson. Going to step back, bumped into a little bit of coverage. Oh, it's tipped up and it's intercepted by Devin King. Going to put it right back inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. Oh, that little bump there from Wilson in the backfield might have jostled him a little bit.
Yeah, I believe that pass intended for Bill Henry, the other tight end here. And unfortunately, Baltimore able to tip it up into the hands of Devin King, who picks up his 2nd interception of the game. Matt Wilson now with a trifecta of picks to his credit. And Baltimore now with prime field position to score again on Mexico City's 16.
They'll have a chance here to go up by 3 scores if they put it in the end zone. Looks like they're going for the dagger here. 5 wide receivers with Wigmore in the shotgun. Going in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Knocked away by Jared Brody. Looks like the intended target was Ivory Irvin.
Yeah, Gerard Brody gets an excellent volleyball-esque block to prevent that ball from getting into the hands of Ivory Irvin. Unfortunately, though, Baltimore still well within the threatened range of the end zone. 2nd down here for the Vultures.
They'll go to 2 wide receivers on this play. Looks like they got Murray in the backfield. From under center, Wigmore gonna throw. Screens it out from Murray. Has a wide receiver. And it will go down to the 9-yard line. A gain of 7. Brody there again to make the play. You see the quarterback comparisons there. Wigmore already up to 200 yards of passing.
Yeah, Matt Wilson hasn't even hit 60 yards yet. It's not been a good game for the former Bronze Bomber.
Going to 3 wide here for 3rd and 3. Handoff. Murray caught in the backfield by John Fowler. A tackle for loss on him for another one for the day. That's number 4. That's going to bring out Shark Tarkington to kick the field goal, make this a 13-point game.
Yeah, John Fowler now has 4 TFLs in this game. He has already doubled his regular season total in TFLs, and we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
It's been one of those games, and it's just one of those games you really love to be here to call it. Darkington for the field goal is up and through from 28 yards. That'll make it 34-21 in favor of Baltimore with about 2 minutes and change here to go in the third quarter. Join us next Saturday, November 5th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern for the 19th SFL Championship game live on Next Level Sports. Cameron Irvine and Brett Solberg will have the call, while yours truly, Mike St. Green and Tyler Falk, will hold things down in the studio for the biggest game of the year. For a channel guide and more info on Next Level Sports, so other people can watch it, visit NLSE.com. Jeffrey Dagg's going to run up the middle, and not going to get much on the return there. It'll be up to the 25-yard line. So Matt Wilson once again coming out onto the field. He's going to have to really shake those cobwebs out. You know, those 3 picks are definitely not what you want to have, but at the same time, you're still within 2 scores. You don't really need to worry about it right now.
I would say you need to worry about it, but you can definitely afford to be a bit more methodical in your planning.
That pass down up to the right side for Terrell Cooper. Gets it up to the 40 for 15 yards and a first down, and that's Terrell's first catch of the day.
Yeah, the pass game really hasn't been a factor here for Mexico City thus far. Potentially, with the deficit, we may end up seeing more of Matt Wilson connecting it with his receivers. We'll have to see how the drive develops, though.
It will be interesting to see how they turn it out. It looks like they might go into a pass play here. They got Daggs to the left side, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 33 nickel pack for Baltimore. Wilson to throw. Going for the deep ball down the middle, and it's intercepted. There's number 6. This one taken by Troy Loshaw, who gets pushed out of bounds at the 42. Oh, when it rains, it pours for Matt Wilson. Oh my goodness, here's the throw again. Yeah, it looks like Mike Daggs, the intended receiver, and just had the space for it. That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Time to throw up your fours, everybody. 1 quarter left to play. Winner hosts the title game. It's 34-21 Vultures. You're watching the SFL on Next Level Sports.
Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to quarter number 4 here in Baltimore, Maryland. Vultures now back on offense after the interception from Troy Loshaw. They've got prime territory to start this out. They're on the Mexico City 42. Ethan Muslin, Aaron Alexander here on the call tonight. Screen pass here from Murray. He's going to get wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of 1. It's a nice awareness and good stop by Brody to get that from going any further.
Yeah, and it's real unfortunate for Mexico City. Matt Wilson has really struggled offensively so far in this one. Has thrown 4 interceptions so far in this ball game compared to just 2 from Jack Wigmore.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the factor. One of the league's highest turnover machine is the Baltimore defense. That run from Murray is gonna go nowhere. Kind of looking back on it, the turnover differential for Baltimore is plus 17, and their defense is second in the league in takeaways at 39 compared to Mexico City's 34. Third down and 10 for Baltimore. They're going to go 3 and 2 in the shotgun with Wigmore. 32 down pack for Mexico City. Has plenty of time in the pocket. Throws the deep ball. That's intercepted! And right back into the hands of Mexico City. A little taste of their own medicine, if you will, as Jared Brody brings it back near to midfield.
Yeah, and that's a big interception by Gerard Brody. Again, gets a great read on this pass intended for Ivory Irvin. And this defense really trying to keep Matt Wilson and the Mexico City offense in the game. I got to give props where it's due. This Mexico City defense is really, really has just been incredible in this game so far.
Yeah, so they've had 7 tackles for losses. They have had 3 interceptions, one of them being a pick 6 from Jeffrey Daggs, and 3 deflections on the day, so they're doing their job. Oh, Wilson tried to step up there on that play, ended up getting wrapped up by his feet by Saron Yates the 4th, and ends up being a sack for 3.
You know, I thought Matt Wilson was going to actually run that ball, like straight up quarterback sneak up the middle. Unfortunately, Saron Yates is, as per usual, get that out my kitchen.
Send it back, as you might say. Quick step for Wilson. Oh, and he's brought down again! And it's Saron Yates once again with his 4th sack of the game. That's a loss of 4.
Yeah. Baltimore looking to enjoy some grilled quarterback here for their defensive front 4 at the end of this game.
Those 2 sacks in a row, Saron is definitely shouting that he eats quarterbacks for breakfast. Wilson under pressure, gonna throw it out. It will be caught. Back to nearly the original line of scrimmage as Lockett's gonna get the catch and tackle down to midfield. Unfortunately, the interception is gonna force a 3 and out.
Yeah, the 2 sacks by Saron Yates there, definitely a key factor in this 3 and out here for the Vultures.
They'll bring out George Amy in a bit of a high snap, but they'll get it away. Going to be taken from the 18-yard line, brings it up to the 23 on a 5-yard return. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. So Baltimore now holding on to a 13-point lead with about 8.5 to go here in the 4th quarter. Time is going to be their big factor here. Wigmore to throw it is complete to Holder, with Jeffrey Daggs wrapping him up down to the 38, and that'll be a first down after a gain of 14.
Yeah, and finally we have a receiver cross the 50-yard mark in Daly Holder. He's at 57 now. So far, only Irvin and Graham Jr., the only ones that have missed catches they've been targeted on. Everyone else currently perfect.
And let's see how it handles here. Wigmore with 3 to the right on the first down. This one pass completed to Holder, who's going to get stopped just short of the first down by Charbs. Brings it up to the Baltimore 47 for a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, Wigmore and this Baltimore Vulture team really starting to get cooking despite the interceptions. Wigmore has been doing an excellent job moving Baltimore downfield.
They're going to go to the heavy eye here, expecting the run here on 2nd and 1. Wigmore going to hand off to Murray, and he is just ahead for the first down. They'll say he got down to the 48, probably just ahead of the 48, so they'll probably grant him about 1.5 yards. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, a great run there by Warren Murray. He hasn't really been super effective on the ground, but is able to really benefit Baltimore in these short yard situations.
A throw here from the heavy set is caught by Murray, and he will get taken down by Fowler up to the Mexico City 45. It's another gain of 7, but now you're starting to see the clock is starting to wind down here. Now down to about 6 3/4 left to go here in the ball game. Mexico City starting to run out of time.
Yeah, and with how methodical this Baltimore offense has been so far this game, Mexico City's not going to have a lot of time left to try and come back from 2, maybe even 3 scores.
The heavy run here from Murray is going to get stopped by Jackson, goes nowhere. He gets right back to the line, and that's all he'll get. It'll be no gain.
Great job by the inside linebacker, closing up that hole incredibly quickly. Warren Murray not able to get anywhere, as you mentioned.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 2. Wigmore going to have 2 receivers right. Offset I formation behind him. Gonna go for the throw. Has some time. Right side. Caught by Irvin for a first down. Planted at the 34. Got enough to move the chains. About a 7 or 8 yard gain. And his first down once again at the 34-yard line.
And note that the clock is still moving here for Baltimore. Really trying to chew as much clock as possible so Mexico City has no chance at a comeback.
Yeah, already down to 5.5 minutes to go. About 30 seconds from now, they'll start wanting to put the players out of bounds to stop the clock. Murray staying on his feet. Gets pounded up at about the 21 by Watson. Ends up being a 13-yard run from Murray. That puts him over the half-century mark in running.
Yeah, it took almost the entire game to get there, but Warren Murray finally eclipsing the 50-yard mark. Yeah, you have the right of it, though. Defense definitely want to start knocking Vultures out of bounds. Unfortunately, Baltimore probably going to end up going a bit more up the middle. Again, try and chew as much of this clock as possible.
Because we're down to 5 minutes to go. Any play that goes out of bounds will stop the clock. Wigmore under a little pressure, throwing to the end zone, and it's deflected away by Jeffrey Daggs. Ivory Irvin there, the intended target. Oh, that could have been good either way for either team.
Yeah, Jeffrey Daggs, the one that has the priority on it, I believe. Unfortunately, the pass a bit high ends up going off of the tips of his fingers and out of bounds, going to be ruled incomplete.
On the plus side, it does stop the clock, and they did prevent a touchdown for Irvin. They'll keep the score 34-21. And with 4:52 left to go in the ballgame, power I formation here for 2nd and 10. Looks like they're anticipating the run. Pressure on the line. They'll hand it off, and Murray gets stopped behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. Great tackle from Skylar Kingsley, getting involved in his first CFL of the night.
Yeah, Kingsley got called earlier for a neutral zone infraction. Finally comes up with a big defensive stop here for Mexico City.
Now 3rd down and 12. Whitmore with 5 wide, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Dime package for Mexico City. Bit of a hard count here for Wigmore. Maybe trying to go for a bit of a jump. High snap. Wigmore with time. Gonna throw. And it's caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore. And Ivory Irvin ends up getting the touchdown anyway.
That is the first pass that Jack Wigmore has thrown that Gerard Brody has been in man coverage with Ivory Irvin that Irvin has managed to get his hands on. I believe Brody just misread the pass a bit. His hands were a bit too far back, allowing Irvin the opportunity to get his hands in front of Brody. And it's now a 3-score game in favor of the Baltimore Vultures.
Yeah, it's currently a 19-point lead pending the extra point. Up and good here from Tarkington will make it a 20-point game. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on the way and through. That's going to make it 41-21 in favor of Baltimore. 4:13 left to go here in the 4th. We'll take a quick commercial break and come right back. We just need to catch our breaths a little bit. You're watching the Simulation Football League Semifinals, presented by AME Music, here on Next Level Sports. We'll be right back. And remember, if you want to get involved in this, the SFL Minor League is underway, but it's not too late to create your player and get them involved in the next rookie class. Season 20's rookie draft takes place December 17th and 18th, so don't miss on your chance. The sooner you make your player, the better they'll be on draft day. Visit simulationfl.net for more information. That last drive for Baltimore, 10 plays, 77 yards, resulting in that 23-yard touchdown pass. And again, the time crunch from Baltimore, 4 minutes and 12 seconds on the time of possession for that drive. It's going to force a bit of a time crunch here for Mexico City. They're down 3 scores, and they got 4 minutes to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely not outside the realm of possibility here for Mexico City, but boy howdy, is it going to be a huge uphill battle, climbing a mountain without gear.
Yeah, I'm kind of talking about the minor leagues here. We had a game that ended up with 2 consecutive onside kicks for the trailing team, and they nearly came back to win it. It's definitely not impossible. As the pass here from Lockett is good for 7. He'll push himself out of bounds, stops the clock with 4:05 to go.
Yeah, if Mexico City able to keep that kind of pace up, they definitely have an opportunity here to close this gap that Baltimore has kind of ballooned now.
Second down to 3. Bit of a 33 nickel pack here for Baltimore, with Mexico City holding 3 wide. Wilson gonna throw, deep ball down the middle, caught by Mike Daggs. What an incredible catch, puts it into Baltimore territory, and the Aztecs are gonna go no huddle. I like the call here. Wilson on the deep drop. Gonna throw for Daggs again, and this time it's intercepted. Oh, they got greedy, Martin, as Marvin Himes brings it in. That's Matt Wilson's 5th interception of the night.
I mean, you can't be mad at it, though. Like, I definitely don't wholly agree with that pass there, but I definitely understand the kind of situation that Mexico City is and where Matt Wilson's head is at. It's like, all right, we're at midfield. We're down by 3 scores. We've just got to go. And unfortunately, Marvin Himes, the cornerback, makes him pay for it.
Gonna give Baltimore the ball back. Runner with Murray up the middle. Oh, and Jeff Daggs brings him down to the Mexico City 43. An immediate gain of 14 yards on that play. And now Baltimore's going to start draining clock.
I definitely thought Warren Murray was going to break that one here. I definitely think that Jeffrey Daggs absolutely saved a touchdown on that tackle, or with that tackle.
Absolutely did, but the clock now, as you see, still running. Now closing in on 3 minutes to go. Mexico City needs the ball back. They need to get as much time as possible. But running plays like what we're anticipating here with the power I are not going to help. Wigmore from under center. Going to hand it off. Murray going up the middle. Gets wrapped up, brought down by Chard, so it'll be only a gain of 2 yards. But the clock's still running now, under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, probably 1 or 2 more plays here before the 2-minute warning. The only real saving grace that Mexico City has.
No reset here for 2nd down and 8. Will probably be the penultimate play before we get to the 2-minute warning. Heavy pro set. They got 2 tight ends to the right side, 2 to the left side, 1 to the left. I'll hand it off to T-Roy Gaines, who goes nowhere on that one. Nice stop there from Ronnie Watson. And that will likely drain it down to the 2-minute warning. Baltimore's going to take their sweet time on this one.
Yeah, can't really blame Baltimore here. They played a great game. Special teams really stepped up big here for Baltimore. Ivory Irvin with a trifecta of touchdowns in this one.
And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here at Sports Gamers Online Stadium. Baltimore hoping to host the title game against Arizona. They're 2 minutes away from doing it, up by 20. You're watching the SFL Semifinals here on Next Level Sports. Welcome back here to Baltimore, Maryland. Ethan Muslin, Aaron Alexander here on the call. Eddie Gage and Axel Raven doing stats for us in the truck, making this look fantastic and beautiful, and we always appreciate your help. And Mexico City taking the time out here as the run from Gaines is short of the 1st down. But it is in range of Shark Tarkington to make it what will probably be a 23-point game on what will be a 52-yard attempt. No, they're going to punt it out. Excuse me. Thought they were going to go for the kick, but instead, no, they're going to try to go for the field position here.
Yeah, this is smart. Try and pin Mexico City deep, make them burn all their timeouts, run as much clock down as possible.
And the punt from Matty Coffins, the rookie, Goes out of bounds at the 8-yard line. That was a good call. Gives Baltimore a lot of field position, and it's going to force Mexico City to play from near their own end zone.
Yeah, and Mexico City is going to end up playing this super up-tempo, which is probably to the benefit of Baltimore. They've already got an interception the last time Mexico City went up-tempo, so we'll have to see what happens here on this drive.
They're going to set up in 2-2 for it. Wilson to throw down the middle. Oh, nearly intercepted again. Brought down by Enzo Bolt, who nearly had his second pick of the night.
Unfortunate for Mexico City. That one falls incomplete. Baltimore looking to make their third finals appearance in as many seasons.
And so as people were saying, fourth appearance in 5 seasons. You cannot knock an incredible pedigree like that. Wilson to throw here on second down. Oh, and somehow it got caught by Jacob McCall, who got his first catch of the day from that. It's a gain to the 23 and a first down. Wilson to throw, under pressure, and he's brought down in the backfield. They're going to go no huddle on the sack. It's a loss of 4, thanks to the sack from Saron Yates the 4th. 2nd and 14, Wilson to throw. Up down the middle. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked away by Elijah Warfield, and that should make it game and match, as Mexico City will have to burn their next 2 timeouts. Oh, but they're gonna probably have to, and that'll drain the clock the rest of the way.
Yeah, definitely one to forget for Mexico City in what's going to end up being Matt Wilson's last game. Throws 6 interceptions.
Definitely not the way you want to go out, but sometimes that does happen as the run here goes nowhere. Mexico City will call their second timeout. If I saw that correctly, that was number 44, Damon Morehouse. So the secondary players are out on the field for Baltimore.
Yeah, I do want to give credit to Mexico City, though. This was arguably the best season of the Aztecs franchise. The only one better was back in season 7 when they went 10-2 in the regular season, and of course back in season 9 when they won the whole thing.
Yeah, that's been their better seasons of seasons past. Other campaigns, they went 9-3 in seasons 13 and 17. This is still a very strong franchise, and even though they will be losing Matt Wilson at the end of this season, they will not be going down the ladder as far as many people expect.
Yeah, it is the end of an era here in the SFL. Matt Wilson retiring at the end of this one. 2nd in completions and attempts all time. 1st in yards and total touchdowns. 7th in QBR. So a great career for Matt Wilson, the 15-season veteran, hanging up the cleats at the end of this one.
Yeah, it might not be the way you want to end it with the way you're doing it tonight, but just look at those stats down there. If that doesn't scream Hall of Fame, I don't know what is, and there's a reason why Matt Wilson's a Hall of Famer, and it's all those numbers down there, and it's all well earned. Congratulations, Matt. Take it easy the rest of the way. You have earned it. The kick from Tar Containers on the way, and good. That'll make it 44-21 with 1:07 to go here in the 4th quarter. Now it's officially a 23-point deficit.
Baltimore now looking forward to the matchup for the championship next week against Arizona, are looking to make it 3 straight titles, a feat that has not been accomplished since the Alaska Storm.
Yeah, the Alaska Storm now residing in Florida, with the last teams to go back to back to back. And Baltimore hoping to etch their name into history for that one as well. Jeffrey Dag's going to run this one out to about the 23-yard line. Kind of looking at the Scorpions and what they'll have to, what Baltimore will have to face is the 6th best offense and defense in the SFL. They're top 10 in points scored. They're top 10 in points allowed. The differential for turnovers is going to be interesting, but here's the thing. Arizona is 1st place on offense in third down conversion percentage. That's going to be probably the key factor here in the title game. Is the pass here from Wilson. Complete to Daggs, who's going to get it up for the first down to the 38-yard line. And what might be the last Wilson to Daggs connection. And Wilson will spike the ball here with 47 seconds to go.
Yeah, again, an unfortunate game to end on for Matt Wilson, but still a lot of high notes in this season for Matt Wilson and this Mexico City team. Of course, they made it all the way to semifinals. Their entire division made it into playoffs this season,
which was an incredible sight to see. This pass here from Ray Bentley bumps out of bounds at the Baltimore 49, so it'll be good for a first down. Stops the clock again with 42 seconds left. Well, he just did a nice job there, cutting the corner and just pushing right up.
Yeah, great run there by Bentley. Mexico City gonna look to end this on a high note here. 42 seconds left. Ball on Baltimore's 49. No timeouts left though.
No timeouts. They're in a good formation here with 2 and 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep this going in the no huddle. Wilson to throw here on first down. Going to screen it out to Bentley, left side. He'll have room for the first down. Gets down the left sideline. Still on his feet, still moving. Gets down to the 22. So they'll have an opportunity to possibly go into the red zone and score. They quickly reset here now with 25 seconds to go. Wilson then under center again. Will spike it. Stop the clock with 23 left.
Yeah, definitely the right call to spike that ball, in my opinion. Gives them time to try and set up something here on second and down. They're just outside of the Baltimore red zone. We'll see what happens.
And we'll see how it turns out. And look at that. Saron Yates the fourth, 4.5 sacks on the day. 6 tackles for a loss. He has just been a massive factor in this defense. Wilson going to step back, throws up, and it's incomplete. Looks like there was both Daggs and McCall there to try to pick that one up, but Enzo Bolt was there to knock it away.
Yeah, I believe that one intended specifically for McCall. Daggs happened to be in the area. It's up 3rd and 10 now, though, for Mexico City.
Hoping to bring this into a 2-score deficit. They'll go to 2 and 2. Wilson on the quick step. As time throws, and it's intercepted. There's pick number 7 of the day. And it's wrapped up by Giovanni Bolt.
Yeah, an unfortunate end to this drive here for Mexico City. Giovanni Bolt, though, a great defensive player in his own right.
Yeah, Bolt this season, Giovanni's had 5 interceptions, that one being number 6. But Enzo was the one who has the higher totals. 7 interceptions prior to tonight's game. The interception from tonight will make it 8. As Baltimore will go into a victory formation, kneel it down, and that will be it for them. Baltimore will be hosting the title game once again, and they will be facing off against a feisty Arizona Scorpions squad. 0's on the clock here at Sports Gamers Online Stadium. Vultures win it 44-21. They will host the Arizona Scorpions in the championship game. Coming up in just a minute on the AP Music postgame show, Cam and Mike will wrap up this matchup, plus provide an in-depth preview to next weekend's title game. It will be Baltimore hosting Arizona. That'll be coming up in just a couple of minutes. But first, some quick thoughts on this final game for Matt Wilson. Not the one you want to end up on, but still put up a pretty fierce fight to the end.
Yeah, it definitely looked good for Mexico City to start. And for a long time there, they were able to keep it close with Baltimore. But eventually the Vultures just, found the chip in the armor of Mexico City and was able to exploit it to its fullest.
Yeah, they really did. And you see here, one of the one of the picks here. That was kind of the story for most of the game. Was the similar number of picks between Wilson and Wigmore, and then this definitely helped out. After the back-to-back picks, it was Phoenix Jones just rumbling his way into the end zone for the score, and we thought that was the momentum shifter for Mexico City. But ended up not being the case. Baltimore just took that in stride and just kept moving and kept playing their game of football, and ended up working dividends for them.
Yeah, after that 75-yard run, Phoenix Jones never touched the ball again. No rushes, no catches, nothing. After that run, Phoenix Jones just, it disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah, and you saw there from that interception, you had Wilson kind of bump into Ray Bentley a little bit. I don't know if that kind of jostled his positioning or something like that to end up with that interception. And then that was the last pick that Wigmore would have. That was Brody, kind of giving Baltimore a taste of their own medicine with all the picks that they were delivering. Thought perhaps that would have been a shifter for them as well. But again, Baltimore just kept fighting, kept driving, and they ended up scoring here with that pass to Ivory Irvin that pretty much sealed the game.
Yeah, and I mean, there's definitely a lot of upsides here for Mexico City going into next season. They do still have a really good defense, and their defense was able to show out plenty of times in this one. Offensively, of course, it's going to be back to the drawing board, but gotta give respect to Mexico City. They played their hearts out. It just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not meant to be. Baltimore just doing a fantastic job on both sides of the ball and on special teams. And this year, the last interception of Matt Wilson's career coming down here for Baltimore to cinch their spot in the title game. It's going to be a tough call for player of the game, but I'm thinking it's going to be Wigmore. No, it's Ivory Irvin. 5 receptions, 57 yards, got the kick return touchdown, the punt return touchdown. Those special teams were really the factor in Baltimore really getting ahead and getting up into the lead that they did. Great job from Baltimore. There's post-game shows coming up in just a quick break. For Ethan Muslin and Aaron Alexander, we'll see you next time for the title game. I'll be hosting it. Can't wait for that. Post-game shows coming up right after the break.
Welcome back to SFL Postgame as Baltimore punches their ticket to another championship, a 44-21 win over Mexico City. We'll get to Matt Wilson and the rest of this game in a moment, but I gotta say it, Mike. I just dumbfounded. Phoenix Jones, not a single touch after that. They just totally lost their way. So many throws on first downs. There was that 4-wide set killed them all night, Mike. Just that one slants play. And Baltimore was ready for it, dialed in. And Phoenix, at that point, Mike, it's a 3-point game when Phoenix Jones broke that run out. And it just, I feel for Mexico City because they just lost their way in Sports Gamers Online Stadium, which happens all the time to opponents because Baltimore is just so dang good.
Yeah, only 6 losses in that stadium, Cam, and here they are hosting the championship game once again for the 3rd season in a row and going for their 4th championship in franchise history, which will tie the league mark set by Queen City. But, the defense played great. Sirron Yates really set the tone for this defense all game long. I mean, he was a beast, and that's typically what we've seen from this Baltimore Vultures defensive line, throughout the years, and they were great this season as well. Sirron had 9 sacks this season. Nate Brown 8, and then Al Walker had 8 as well, and we saw a little bit of Al in this game. And then the secondary, which is, they've always been potent. They came up with just pick after pick after pick and really made a miserable day for the Mexico City Aztecs.
Yeah, Sirron Yates, he just went off. He was just unbelievable. Baltimore gets back there. Mike, and this will be the fourth different team to try and take them down. They have beaten Florida. They've beaten Sioux Falls. They've beaten Lone Star. Now Arizona becomes their challenger. Arizona and Baltimore, the 5-2 matchup. First time we've seen that in SFL history coming up. But before we get to a preview of that game, let's reflect on Matt Wilson. Mike Daggs also retiring, but this is not the way that anybody wants to go out. And unfortunately, Mike, this is the world. This is how cruel it is. Only one team ends up winning in the end. And it's so hard to do that. And, it would have been nice for Matt to go and get another one. Mexico City certainly tried their hardest this season to go and make that happen. But we're gonna miss him. I don't know who replaces that quarterback back there. It's that's going to be tough. But Mike Daggs, Ramos Lynn, they will steady that ship, and Mexico City will be okay. But this one's going to hurt for a while.
Yeah, Cam, it was actually, I was thinking about this, midway through the fourth quarter there when it kind of looked like, this what the result was going to be. And it just started kind of feeling a little bit surreal to me to realize that someone's going to not necessarily take Matt Wilson's place, but they'll just be taking that space because you can never replace a quarterback or in person like that and what he's meant to this league over the years and basically what the league meant to him. And then you add in with that, Mike Daggs is going to go ahead and hang him up as well. One of the best pass catch combinations the league has ever seen. And, it's going to be a different looking Mexico City Aztec team next season. And, I'd be curious to see, who takes that space and how they look going forward.
When Wilson started in the SFL, Mike, first game I called of his was against Carolina, threw 2 touchdowns in the last 7 or so minutes of the game, won the game, and at the time I didn't even know who he was, and I actually got a donation from him in my inbox, and it was the first time anybody had ever basically told me that my product was worth anything. Matt sent me a message and he said, hey, this is one of the greatest moments of my life, and I didn't understand. It's just a video game, and I didn't really understand what he meant by that. So I asked if I could call him, and he said sure, and so that was the first time I talked to him. He told me his story, and I got off that phone call, and I thought, wow, what I'm doing here is not what I thought I'm doing here. What we're all doing here in the SFL is much more than arguing about Lord knows what, in any chat room or talking about, some AI glitch or some whatever. And it all just feels like nothing to me. It just doesn't matter when you have someone like Matt Wilson who tells their story and impacts not just me, not just the league, but all of the thousands of people in this league that have come into contact with Matt Wilson over the years. Some have come and gone. Many are still here, but just what he was able to accomplish as a human being in his life, Mike. I don't think that he would have ever thought, especially after receiving that diagnosis, especially after not being able to walk anymore. I'm not sure that he ever thought that his life would matter in the way that it mattered here. It was just an unbelievably transformative thing that he stood for, that he was, and it's really sad to see him go and play his last game.
Yeah, Cam, he touched so many of us here in the SFL. I never personally spoke to Matt, but I did, hear him on so many broadcasts and behind the scenes, hearing a lot of his, comedic banter and see, hear him and Mike Daggs go back and forth on a broadcast. Man, it'll never be matched in this league. I don't believe. And, not to get, just too mushy, but this league means a lot to a lot of people. I kind of, now that we right here on the cusp of another championship game. It brings me back to the interview we had with Warren Murray last season, and how emotional he got talking about, some of the things that he'd gone through before retiring and coming back to the league. And then we were able to hear Eddie Gage behind the scenes tonight, and how much it meant to him after 17 seasons to make it to the championship game. It's emotional for people. We're going to miss Matt, and we're rooting for these guys. Everyone else that's in this league. We feel connections with you guys, and this league is real. We're more than just avatars on the field in the metaverse, man. You guys are real, and we enjoy calling it, and I enjoy interacting with all of you around the league.
So some football before we close out, Mike. Arizona and Baltimore next Saturday, 6:30 p.m. on Next Level Sports Eastern Time. You've got the ultimate dog, literally. Called himself a dog, called other people dogs in his Hall of Fame speech. If you happen to be in Atlanta for that, and they are the ultimate underdog. Eddie Gage has taken Houston from helped take Houston from a 2-7 team to a 5-7 playoff team, win a playoff game. He's been the first to win 3 playoff games to get to the championship, and now the ultimate dog is going up against the ultimate juggernaut. Seemingly unstoppable force. It doesn't matter if they lose players. It doesn't matter if they don't play well. It doesn't matter. Just nothing matters. And it's easy to think that, Baltimore can never be beaten or never be dethroned. Well, that's what we all thought when Alaska was on their run, winning 1, 2, then 3 championships. We all looked around and we said, this is never going to stop. They've broken this thing, but ultimately, right, every dynasty is dethroned and everybody is able to figure things out. Will Arizona be able to figure it out on Saturday? And your thoughts on the game?
We don't know if they're going to be able to figure it out, but one thing I do know, Eddie's going to put in the work to try to figure it out. And, they're going to get the Baltimore being they're going to probably get the best shot that they've gotten out of anybody that they've faced, doing this championship run. They did have a miracle win, a miracle touchdown saving tackle against Florida. I want to say it was a couple of seasons ago that could have gotten up into the, but if Mighty didn't do it, I got, Eddie's going to be about just as prepared as Mighty and the Florida Storm were for the Vultures a couple of seasons ago. So they're going to get their best shot. We don't know how it's going to come out, but I think Arizona is just as capable of anybody that Baltimore's faced in any of the other championship games.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be a fun one. 2 heavyweights, and Eddie Gage, by the way, Mike, playing against his old team. That's where he started. He started with Tim Johnston with the Baltimore Crabs, and I know the organization is different now, but we can't miss that storyline. The Ashley Jackson storyline of the first female quarterback to play in a title game is big too, and we're going to dive all into it all week long around here. But Mike, it was a great semifinal night. Ended with a couple of blowouts, but two really great performances by 2 teams very deserving of being in the championship game. For all of us here at the Simulation Football League, St. Green wants to know what's going on with the Astros too, so we got to get him out of here. I'm Cameron Irvine. Thanks for being here tonight, everyone, and we will see you for the championship next weekend. Good night, everybody.